on YouTube as well. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Got the scene collection in here. We good. We good. First topic of discussion is going to be the tournament coming up. You know what I'm saying? We got some folks joining in on the live stream already. Appreciate y'all for coming through. I am your host, your boy Super M with RingsideVR, the place to be for everything virtual boxing and combat sports. And tonight, we got a fun little mixed bag event. Normally, we would be doing a live stream with a King of the Ring or some sort of event, team event of that nature, right? But today we're gonna do something a little different, a little fun. We got a big tournament coming up this weekend, and me and the homies are gonna be talking about the bracket, right? Let me actually go to break real quick. We're gonna be talking about the bracket today. So we got a lot of folks on the Discord. I'm gonna bring them up, right? Once we start doing some King of the Ring matches, we're gonna have some fun for about an hour or so, and then we're gonna be welcoming in Tren and Coach Dave, two of the newest members of the Thrill of Fight 2 dev team, moderation team, to talk to the homies and answer your questions about Thrill of Fight 2. First of all, in the chat, make some noise if you have seen the latest trailer for the game. Anybody seen the official launch trailer? You know what I'm saying? Make some noise in the chat. Hey, we got some folks in the chat. Shadow Gloves Championship already saying, yeah, I seen that. What y'all think of the trailer, bro? You know what I'm saying? What did y'all think of the trailer? I gotta ask y'all if y'all feeling good about that trailer. V, what you think?
Man, I didn't even watch it.
What?
To be honest.
You didn't watch it? Hold up. Wait, before, because it might be some other people didn't watch it too, right? Neil says he didn't expect the special guests, you know what I'm saying? Shadow Gloves Championship says it's decent. Owen Alley says it's lit, you know what I mean? We got a lot of feedback. Now, for those who haven't seen the trailer, right? I've seen a bit of it at work, right? You know what I'm saying? Clay said we got to get that guy out of here, right? Before we hop up in here, you know what I'm saying? Anybody in the VIP chat that wants to hop up and just speak on the mic, just raise your hand. You're more than welcome to. Like Thursday nights, I like to run it real chill, bring people up, you know what I'm saying? If you got so I'm probably gonna go through and watch the trailer, right? Let me see if I can actually jump through actually I can't, you know what I'm saying? You know why? Because I didn't put the promo up on vertical. I oftentimes forget to do that. So TikTok chat, hold up for a second. Let me actually roll through here and fix this problem that I just had where I don't think I have the browser for you guys. So let me add the browser for y'all real quick. Y'all bear with me as I do some stream engineering live in this mug, you know what I'm saying? We got to add the window. Because last time I didn't let y'all see this, and I'm sorry for not showing the clinch trailer on vertical. I'm old, y'all got to forgive the old man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So let me actually get that browser up for y'all real quick so we can all see what's going on with this trailer, right? Because I think like a couple of things I want to actually show off is not only the trailer, but like, you know, we got some cool stuff popping off here. So hopefully y'all can see that there. That should be better. See how TikTok do me, y'all? I got to do this because I can't stream directly from OBS because TikTok hates me. And if the algorithm is listening, and I know you are, it hates me. Okay. They keep telling me I can't stream from OBS. Bonnie, what's going on? We got some folks coming in the chat here real quick. First off, I want to see this trailer, right? Because I think a lot of people ain't seen it. I wonder if the audio is going to show through, but let's see. Thrill of the Fight 2 launch trailer. And I'm gonna see if I can. I don't think y'all can hear that, can y'all? Hold up. I'm on fire like the darkness. Okay, let's see if y'all can hear this. Y'all can't hear that? Oh wait. Let me share my screen real quick. Hold on, wait. Let me restart this junk real quick. My Showtime stage. All right, let's make it official. We got to make it official. We got to jump back in here. All right, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm back real quick. Let me share my screen so y'all can see this window. Hopefully, if I share the window, y'all can hear it. Nah, y'all can jump out. Anybody who wants to hop up, they can. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we got... yeah, bring anybody up. You can bring anybody up who wants to chat. You know what I'm saying? This is just gonna be a real cool just chatting section. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's good, Coop? Yeah. Yeah, let's see the Thrill of the Fight 2 launch trailer. Y'all can see me rolling through. Let me make sure I can so far, I mean, I thought it was done at least very well, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me full screen it up real quick so y'all can see what the fellas got cooking. Let me full screen it up so y'all can see this real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me full screen it up so y'all can see. So we all gonna watch this, and this is gonna be a good little Still can't hear it? Oh wait, it's cause nobody can hear it. So they gonna do me like that? Let me see if. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They gonna let me change the stream real quick. So if that's not gonna work. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna try to do entire screen real quick. Try to do the entire screen. Can y'all hear that? Still no? Dang, come on now. They gonna do me like that? They gonna do me like that? All right, hold up. I'm gonna try something again. Hold on. TikTok, Steam, OBS, desktop. That's wild. They're not gonna let me. Window with hotkey action. Stream
of the fight 2.
Oh, there it is. I can at least get it on the stream. Okay, V. See if you can share it with the audio. I'm gonna share it with the stream real quick so we can watch this together. Cause it's gonna be I saw bits and pieces of it. This is gonna be my first time seeing the actual full trailer in full effect. Right.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Hey, K Boom. Yeah, we about to be fighting a little bit today. We got a special stream. We're gonna have the developers from Thrill of the Fight 2 coming in to talk to us a little later on. We're talking about the upcoming tournament, and then we'll probably do some King of the Ring matches, and then take some speculations on who might win. But let me stop my share.
Share by audio? What do you mean? What do I gotta do?
Oh, I thought you already knew. I mean, I was trying all the ways that I knew how to share, But
Oh, no. But
yeah, I'm
I
saying.
was thinking I could host a stream instead if you want to. So I can just stream.
Yeah, I
that.
mean for the actual games, I can send you the code real quick. Yeah, let me send you the code.
No, like I'm streaming this trailer, you know?
Yeah,
Game
if you know how to stream
See if
the
my...
trailer, yeah, let me let you stream real quick on this server. Let me stop streaming here. Try to stream yours with audio, and when you're about to start, let me know, and I'll hit start on the stream. See if we can get some audio for you. My audio ain't working. Yeah, try to play it. Try to play it. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Can't hear no audio though.
No volume.
No volume.
No volume?
No volume. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me check with the chat real quick.
This is gonna do it dirty.
Of course.
Yeah, yo boy, go ahead and do that, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, ping everybody and let them know that we started.
Hey, Super, you good while we're trying to figure this out? I show everybody those gems I showed you the other day.
The gems?
The gems, like GEM gems.
Which gems
those
are
posters.
you talking about?
Those autograph posters.
What autograph posters? I missed that.
No, you saw them. You were like, dude.
Man, I'm old,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
All right, hold on. So,
Man,
Valentin,
super
I
awesome.
don't think we can share audio.
No.
You
Damn.
know what I'm saying?
How
Alright,
are
y'all.
we supposed to do this?
Check these out.
That's weird. And usually you can.
Hold on, chat. We
Stream
gonna
with
watch
audio.
this together. Hold on. Oh, okay.
Found out the problem?
Wait.
She got Larry Holmes on. Okay.
Okay, it says you can only share audio from a specific screen. Okay, so if I do share my screen and I do Chrome tab and I do this, can y'all hear it now?
Yes, sir.
You can hear that?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We could hear that. Yes.
I'm just being a dumbass. Okay, reaction time, right? Okay. Ben, so yeah, we've got a big launch announcement. So this is the first time I'm seeing this in full. I've seen pieces of it, screenshots. I haven't seen this video full. I'm gonna watch it here with you guys live. So this is the official launch trailer for Thrill of Fight 2. Let's check it out together.
So who wants the full release of Thrill of the Fight 2? In just 1 year, early access has had 1 million players. 1 million! Think of the matches, the jabs, the knockouts.
Okay,
But
we see 2 new
don't
stages.
think for 1 second that we're done. You think we're finished? No! This is just the start. The warm-up round for the full release. That's coming later this year!
Tony with the hype.
See for yourself. These developers are absolute psychos. They'll not sleep until they get this right.
I'm looking for Trent and
We're
Dave. Are
out
they in
there
the
in the
video?
labs, sweating bullets, wrestling with alligators. For you, they'll do absolutely anything in their power to make sure the damage system is right. The work ethic is phenomenal.
Feels like this is what developing this game actually
Need
is.
more proof? I'm about to fight it dead right now!
I can't believe my eyes. It's 20 minutes in development. It's right now.
Okay. That was it. I was expecting a bit more gameplay, but that boy Tony can act. I tell you what,
Yeah, they're not gonna get out the.
that boy Tony Jeffries out there acting his behind off. Chad, how y'all feeling about that?
I think that was a good trailer, you know, but I was expecting more gameplay, like you said. Honestly,
I was expecting more gameplay. I did see a couple of screenshots in there though. I saw some stages that I have been seeing for a long time, right, in the developer roadmap. The prison yard stage, the Rocky Balboa stage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Chip, what's good? Holloway, let me check the chat. Saw the trailer for the first time when it releases. That mean all of the areas and other hairstyles and new gloves or shorts are coming out too? Chip, that's actually really a good question. One of the big questions a lot of people have are for the devs today is, what's up with the customizations? You know what I'm saying? When am I going to get new drip? You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of looking the same.
Ooh.
Right? So I think that that's a really good question to ask the devs when they hop on here a little later on. You know what I'm saying? We got some people in the chat. So now I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I personally think that the trailer was a good film trailer, right? We saw a couple of snippets. You know, we got promised a couple of things in that trailer. We got promised a single player mode and more competitive modes, right? Interesting. Well, at least we have a date. Early access ends in November. That means 1 year anniversary of this game being out, 1 year anniversary of this channel being you know, kind of all dedicated to Thrill the Fight 2. So we're gonna see, you know, and then the channel is going to probably be at over 5K by then, so it's gonna be a good time. So chat here in Thrill the Fight, in Crossing the Void, right? This Crossing the Void theme is named Them's Fighting Words, and it's named Them's Fighting Words for a reason. We're gonna doing a lot of talking, but I know a lot of y'all are used to throwing hands, right? So Ronaldo, you asking just right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a small little King of the Ring, King of the Hill vibe, right? So I'm gonna drop the code in the chat, right? Anybody who wants to fight, right? Is V6 gonna be the damage system for the full release? Yo, boy, that's a good question. But hey, we don't. No, it's not gonna be. I know it's not gonna be. It's gonna be probably like V6 point something. But anyway, for those who want to throw hands, right? We're gonna be doing a little King of the Hill. If you want to commentate tonight, you know what I'm saying.
Wait, I have a question, Super.
Go ahead, ask who. Yeah.
No, I was just wondering, is this gonna be on the player test or is this gonna be on live?
Today's gonna be on live. Only reason why is 'cause
Okay.
I don't know, a lot of people gonna be coming in, they don't even know what PTC really is. But we've seen
That's
some
fair.
interesting things on PTC though, talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Bladed stances are here, right? So that's gonna be very interesting. Let me go ahead and drop that code real quick. And V, if you wanna go ahead and drop the observer in, because I think they're gonna be able to hear you a lot better. So code for anybody who wants to hop in. You know what I'm saying? Blaze said, I have a question. Will V7 fix Kung Fu working in a boxing game? Blade. Hold up, actually. I'm bringing you up here, bro.
Yeah, it's a problem because when I use it, it's working.
So when you say using Kung Fu in the boxing game, what specifically are you using to any kind of
Wing
effect?
Chun.
Chain punches and stuff?
Yeah, it works.
You gonna have to show that to us. You want to jump in the King of the Ring tonight?
Yeah.
All right, so we got Neil versus Stone Cold Reflex. Hop in the King of the Ring. You try to use the Wing Chun specifically. I'm gonna go ahead and start the match. Jules, actually, dang. My bad. I thought that was UV. Jules had jumped in. Taco Souls, what's good? What's good? Taco Souls, bro. It's been a while since I seen you, man. Hope you're doing okay.
Okay, ready? Let's fight.
Now today's gonna be a little light, right? So looking at the graphics, you know what I'm saying, we have start that over. It's gonna be real light, right? So we got Stone Cold Reflex, and I believe that's Neil in the other side, right? Don't really know their colors, so the colors are gonna be kind of messed up, I'm not gonna lie, but we just using some visuals right now, just having some fun. So y'all don't take the visuals too seriously, right? Because we're definitely not keeping the graphics on today. But let me see if I can share my screen too, so you guys can see this. Well, we're gonna get
Super, I just got a highlight. Come on, man.
I got you, bro. Hold up, man. I gotta get everything started. You know what I'm saying? You won't hear any audio for this one, chat. But yeah, so Wing Chun, all kinds of cheating things. We're gonna keep this one short, just to get in and out. Just to get in and out here real quick, guys. So I think y'all should be able to see it. Now, tournament-wise, right? My bad. I was just trying to fight. It's all good, Jules. We're chilling here today, bro. We're chilling here today. It's going to be a light stream. Don't worry about it. We're just having some fun. I only see YouTube. Never mind. All right, Ronaldo. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing some open fights up until the devs get here. So the tournament, does anybody have any questions about the tournament? One of the things I wanted to do was take a look at the brackets and see if anybody had any predictions on the brackets, right? Bracket predictions for the tournament. Me and like a fantasy who would win, right? Anybody got predictions? When I got time on Sunday, I might throw some hands in there for sure. Ronaldo, we're going to be doing some quick rotating matches here today, too. So we're just giving everybody time to work out before we get the devs in here. Nathan says, how do I hop on? I got you, Nathan. All you got to do is join the Ringside VR Discord and join us on the stage. Let me get you that link real quick. Ooh, nice knockdown. Lewan Lane said, hi, what's good? Lewan Lane said, developer's going to be on, right? Yep, at 8:30, they're going to be showing up. We're going to switch over to a conversation with them. So just chill with us for a little bit. We're going to be watching some matches just with the community, just some exhibitions. And then we're going to be talking about the tournament. Actually, let me actually bring up the backup graphics here. We're going to talk about the tournament. Having some fun. So join us in on the server. I'm actually bring up the gameplay here. Join us up in here on the server. It's going to be a good vibe today. Let's see, V6 score, V6 L3. And let's get rid of the timer on that one. Let me see. Blue name, red name. We're going to turn those off real quick. Then we're going to bring the backup names back up here. Neil, Stone Cold, Reflex. Bring these boys back on. All right, bet. So we got and then we got to bring their shorts colors on too. Let me actually bring that up because backup L3.
Let's go.
We go turn the shorts colors off real quick. We'll keep the short colors off real quick until we get the rest of the graphics up.
3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, Chip. Yeah, when I'm sharing, Chip, we're gonna get the audio up on there in a bit. If I'm sharing the screen, there won't be any audio. But once we get V to share the next one, then we'll have the audio back up. Yeah, Dio, today's just going to be free sign up. Anybody can fight. Anybody can throw hands. There's no set matches. So I'm going to drop the code again in the chat. And then I'm going to get the homies on TikTok for the link.
5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, you all right? Ready? Let's fight.
Let me get that invite in for y'all real quick. Ladies and gentlemen.
Your winner is the Blue Corner.
All right. Let's go ahead and get the next people up in here real quick. For everybody on TikTok, if you guys want to head into the next match, join this Discord. Just drop the link, you know what I'm saying? For anybody on the red channel, you already know what it is, the one with all the videos. The link for the Discord is in the description of every video and in the description on the channel. Let's go ahead and hit that, and you should be able to get in on the action. Y'all let me know, you know what I'm saying, if you can get in or not. If you're having issues, just let me know. get that, fix that back right up there. Dang TikTok. All right, let's go back here. I'm actually gonna switch up the rounds. That was a short one, just a little warm up. We're gonna do 2 rounds. All right, Kaepernick, Stone Cold Reflex. I believe you won that one, right?
Yes, I did.
All right.
I think Scuff got in here first. No.
Well, I think Kaepernick might have been in here. Kaepernick, I got a Scuff Shot, I believe. Kaepernick was already here, but he was an observer. I'm gonna take you down. Dang, hold up.
Hey, Bodie, get out of here.
Hold on, wait, guys.
Look at him,
guys.
he's stalking me.
Dang, everybody trying to sign in. Hello, wait. Dang, I can't even assign. Scuff Shot, hold up, bro. Hold up. Kaepernick is already in line a little bit before you, and what's interesting now, the lobby's broken. It is what it is. This is the other thing too. Like, what I want to talk to the devs about when they get up on here is that getting lobbies that'll work for King of the Hill. You know, where you get in line and you have to wait in a queue, right? And oh, Shadow Gloves, you're Ronaldo. Gotcha. Okay. So let me go ahead and do this, because if I restart too many times, close window, close program. I gotta restart the lobby, y'all. Drop back into the spectator real quick. Let me jump back in, reconnecting to the previous lobby. All right, let me kick Valentin. Go ahead and jump in. Nobody join the lobby, please. Stop joining the lobby. All of y'all, stop. I need to get my observer in here. We have Stone Cold Reflex versus Scuff Shot in here already. V, if you can go ahead and jump in.
One thing I love about this game is the community. You know, although half of it is filled with 13-year-olds, the other half very nice, very kind, very respectable, like Supa. So I appreciate it.
V,
you know?
where you at? Hold on. I don't think Valentin is here. V.
He's deafened right now. He can't hear you.
Clint, is there a queue today? Just got back. Yeah, we're just doing some King of the Hill right now. Merm, we're just doing some King of the Hill before the developers hop on to the exhibition night today. So it's gonna be a very interesting fight. For fights first come first serve. Yeah. Okay, so hey, Prophet, do you have an observer?
No, not yet.
I might have to get you an observer. I have a code for you, bro.
We talked about
Where's Yogi? Yeah, Yo boy, hop up on here, bro. You got an observer. Let me get Valentin moving to the audience real quick. Yo boy, where you at, bro? Bring him up here. Invite Yo boy to speak. P-Man, what's good? We need one of the guys with the observers, or are we gonna run it on silent mode for the next couple of matches? I'm gonna keep it running because we gotta keep it moving and grooving. All right. Merm says, I'm in the Discord, but how do I join a fight when it's going on live? All right, Merm, that's a good question. So I'm gonna be dropping the code every once in a while. It's first come, first can get into the lobby, to be honest, right? We're just rotating some people in here. Until Yo Boy gets here, I'm just gonna try to share my screen again. Share screen, application, Chrome tab, window, entire screen, Chrome tab. Also share the audio.
Oh, hey, look, it's Trent. Look at that.
There goes Trent. That boy came in here a little early. Hello, hey Trent, hop up on stage real quick. Hop up on stage. Go ahead and hop up on. Oh wait. All right. Got you. I'm gonna invite you to speak. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna move you guys down to the audience real quick. King Joe, yeah, we're probably gonna have a little conversation. This is kind of like the big thing for tonight. Boxing era Tony.
Hello.
Trent, what's
Ringside
good,
VR.
bro? What's good? What's good? Hey, all right. Where's Dave at? Where's that?
I can get him in here.
Yeah. I'm gonna ping him real quick. We get y'all both in here, get y'all set up. Question: do you guys want to be on camera or do you guys want to just be audio? It's up to you.
Hold on. To answer that question. What's good?
Oh, that boy. Hey, you got the official shirt on? Let me see the merch. Let me see the merch. Oh, that thing looking good. That thing is looking good. All right, so I'm gonna
on the website, guys.
We got to get the merch links out here too. Get people in these shirts, man. They've been looking good. They're clean. So when Dave gets in here, what I'm gonna do, and so everybody who's watching right now, I'm gonna make the official introductions. I've got some generic questions just to keep the flow of the show, but chat, especially you guys who are in the VIP Discord right now, this is a unique opportunity. Rare, super rare, once in a lifetime opportunity to talk to the team who has been having the hands on the game that you guys love so much, right? You love it, you love to hate it, you love to hate it, then come back to it every Sunday, and we have a lot of questions, right? We got a lot of stuff that y'all ask me. I can't answer everything. I try my best, right? But these are the folks with the answers. Like Trent, we've already had people asking, Super, can we get customs? I'm like, ask Trent. He's gonna be here. Ask Dave, right? After we do some questions, I think when we go through a lot of the talking points, when we feel good about it, I think the community, some folks ask if they could spar with Dave or if you guys would want to spar. It's up to you guys, right? We like to keep everything loose here on the channel, right? But, I'm going to be basically using the chat here in the Showtime stage to field questions, right? If you're asking a question, it's going to be keeping it loose and topical. If you ask a question on a topic, I will ask it on your behalf. Please do not spam the chat. That's not going to get your question answered more immediately. The same thing to you, for you guys out there on TikTok, for you guys out there on YouTube. If you have a question for the developer, especially if it's on topic to what we're talking about, I'm definitely going to throw your questions in there. You know what I'm saying? And so again, this is a rare opportunity. Trent, we watched the trailer, the new trailer together. Did a live reaction. That boy Tony can act his behind off, bro. I didn't know he had it in him.
How good is he, man? He's like the perfect fit, bro. And the best thing is, like, when you meet him, you see it's 100% genuine. Like, the first time I met Tony, we talked for like 3 hours about Thrill the Fight 2. Like, he would just go on and on and on.
Dude, because we're gonna get to your IRL meeting with him too, because you met him at the boxing convention in Vegas this year, correct?
Correct, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That had to be a dream trip, bro.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. We got people piling in. This is the biggest crossing the void that we have had so far. So congratulations to everyone in the chat for making it out today. You know what I'm saying? Usually we get these numbers about 20 to 30 people in the big Sunday event, right? But this time around, right, we got it on a Thursday, on a weekday, guys. You know what I'm saying? Tavares X says, hey, when is the fight starting? So what we're doing today, per the announcement, we've got the Thrill the Fight 2 development team, some members that you guys know and love from the community who have been brought up to the team to answer your questions here today. So it's going to be a rare opportunity for you guys to interface with the devs. And then after we do that, then we're gonna there you go. Okay, Dave, I'm gonna bring you up. Now, Dave, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Trent. If you'd like to be on camera, please let me know. Just turn your camera on, and then I'll set you guys up on stream. Yeah, we about to get started, Clint. Let's go. Yo, hold on, let's see if he's gonna have the swag on too. Got the drip on. Let me see.
Is it bad that I have my Coach Dave gear on?
No, not at all, bro. You got it. You were Coach Dave before you were Thrill of the Fight Dave. You know what I mean? So, let me get you guys here in on camera. This is actually, like I said, guys, it's a rare opportunity for us to have. Oh, perfect. It actually all lined up very well. So, chat, now that we've got everything started, we can officially get going with tonight's special guests of honor. I'd like to welcome you guys. If you don't know who they are already, we got Tren, we got Coach Dave, two of the newest members of the Thrill of the Fight 2 development team. You know them, you love them. They've been around the community. They've been around the block. They've been providing you guys great content. Chat, make some noise for these two guests that we have on here. I need to get some W's in the chat for real, guys, because getting to interface with the developers is a huge thing. These guys are completely busy all the day, all the time. That's what I'm talking about. W's in the chat. Let's go. All right, guys. So what we're doing here today for people who are just now joining in, we are bringing you a special look, right, into the developers' minds here a little bit. We're going to be answering burning questions from the development team on Thrill of the Fight. And like I said, guys, earlier, we just took a look at the new trailer, right? And I was telling Tren that, man, that boy Tony Jeffries can act his behind off. You know what I'm saying? You think you would assume that he had it in him, because he's such a personality. But man, when I tell you that trailer was really good. So we're gonna kick things start things off here. Like I said, guys, I have some softball questions and I want to ask these guys. So first up, Tren, Dave, right? Being the newest members of the Thrill of the Fight team, how'd you guys get into this, right? And I know some of your backstory, but I think the guys would love to hear just real quick what brought you to Thrill of the Fight, what brought you the world of fighting, and how'd you make your way to the stage for Thrill of the Fight?
That's a very long story. I'll jump in first, Dave. From my end, I actually got a MetaQuest 3 mid last year, from my brother, who happened to stumble upon one when he was traveling, and he got one when he got back, and he's like, he just had a kid, basically didn't have time to use it, so he said, hey man, try this out, this is awesome, I think you're gonna like it. And that's when I started my journey into virtual reality. And I just started playing all the games out there. When you first get the headset and you just, you enter this world of VR, and there's a plethora of games out there. And I was just going from game to game to game, shooters, fighting games, everything out there. I got addicted to contract showdowns for a while, which was really fun. But the only game that stuck with me was Thrill of the Fight 1. And my first play, like when I first started playing that, I was amazed. I was like, I was shocked how much I was just dripping in sweat from playing that game. I was like, dude, this is like one of the best workouts. And I've been training for a long time. I was doing bodybuilding for like 10 years. I tried running, sprinting, swimming, all that type of stuff. But the Thrill of the Fight 1 just sort of tricked me into I'm just having fun playing a game. And then after, 20 minutes, I'm drenched. So that's what got me hooked. And then luckily around then there was only a couple months left to Thrill of the Fight 2. So I was basically just waiting for Thrill of the Fight 2 to come out. And when it came out, I was there from day one playing it, because I knew like playing the AI was awesome, right? It was a crazy experience, being able to move around. Like I couldn't believe I can do head movement, I can use footwork, like I can do the whole thing. But I've been playing video games for like 15, 18 years, and I've always been a competitor. So I like competitive games like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Dota 2, anything with a ranking. I was there, and I was trying my hardest to get to the top. So when I played Thrill 1, I was like, dude, if I can play this versus real people, this is going to be crazy. And I was just there when checking the time, waiting for Thrill 2 to come out. And yeah, I just started playing it from day one. I was involved with the Discord from day one. I've always been involved with like Discord communities for the games that I get hooked on. And the thing that really brought it all up, brought me here, was I was playing in ranked, and I just wanted to find some more Australians to play with, because playing this game on low ping is the best experience. So I found one guy on the official Discord, BrightQ. We had an awesome little custom match, and I said, hey man, I'm just going to invite you to this Discord server, and I'm just going to, when I find nice boxes, I'm just going to invite them so we can all just, keep in contact with each other and make it easier to find some nice quality matches. Because I'm sure you are well aware how good Thrill can be already. If you get two people that are trying to box and they just, all right, let's box, man, it's a crazy experience. So I just wanted a community with people like that, people who love the game and want to play the game. And when I set that out, Aussie VR Boxing, it was literally just a Discord. I was going to invite some friends and we can, stick together and play. After a while, a lot of these leagues started popping up earlier on. There was heaps of them. And at the start, I was like, guys, this is not a league. Like, I'm not here to do that stuff. I'm just like, this is just a community, just for people to keep together. But then people started asking, oh, we want to fight. We want to do like, can we have a little tournament with everyone together? And this started with like, I used to host sparring nights was the first events that I started doing, which was literally just people would show up on a weeknight after work. We all get together on Discord and we all just have some rounds. We'd have one match with rotate partners, literally like going to the gym and just training with your mates. And that started to have a lot of success. Heaps of people started showing up and I started to stream it because people were like, oh, we want to watch these two fight. These are the two best guys. We want to watch them fight. All right, let's chuck on a stream just in Discord. And that just sort of went on and expanded. And eventually I was like, all right, we got to do a tournament. We got to do a bloody tournament, get the best in Australia and find out who's number one. So started, working on some stream overlay stuff, the media, eventually, and hosted a 16-player tournament, which was the first for Australia in late January, pretty much late January. And as I was organizing all that stuff, I was talking to, I had become a moderator at that point. And little background on the moderators. So I think it was January where they put out the applications for the moderators for the Discord because it was exploding and they only had like IHS and he needed some help. And Lucas, the community manager at that time, said they had like 750 people apply and they picked like 4 or 5 people. Like they literally like called me on Teams. We had like an interview and they talked, like, what do you do? Why do you play the game? That sort of stuff. So it was really cool. But anyway, because of that, Lucas was like, dude, this is so cool. You're making a tournament. I'm going to show this to Chenille, which is the CEO of Halfbrick. He's like, do you mind if I show him? I was like, what do you mean? Why would I mind? That's crazy. And then he came back. He's like, hey, man, he really wants to fight. Do you think you can make some room for him?
Oh, snap.
I was like, dude, you're asking me if the CEO of the game could fight in my tournament? That's just this fun little like, hell yeah, of course.
Right.
What do you mean, dude? And when he proposed that was like still a couple weeks out. I was like, oh man, I gotta lock in now. These guys are looking at this. Like the people that make the game are looking at this. I gotta make sure this goes well. So that gave me a lot of push to like try and just iron it all out, make it a good experience, practice a lot. There was a lot of streaming with the Aussie community just casually. And then Tony Jeffries joined too. Then Shaz was like, hey man, can Tony fight? I know roster already. Room for Tony. Just trust me, there's room for Tony.
You're right. There's always room for Tony.
Oh man. Yeah. You're asking me if an Olympic boxer can fight in my virtual reality boxing tournament? Like, what else could you possibly say better than that? Mike Tyson's gonna come? Like, come on.
Right. It's either Mike or Joe. Rogan or Joe. That's it, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that's sort of where it all started. That tournament went really well. We had like 60, 70, 75 views, 72 concurrent viewers at the peak back in January, which was like mind blowing to me because that was my first event, like public event. It was mind blowing. And yeah, that just was the start of it all. I went, started developing the Aussie VR Boxing League, which took a few months of preparing. Like I developed a whole in-house ELO ranked system, a database to host it all, made a website for it, and just pretty much from that tournament, after that tournament, I was like, all right, I want to lock in. I really want to grow this thing. I think this is an amazing potential for the game. I can see where this can be in 5 years, 10 years, and I want to be a part of it. So I just spend a lot of time after work, on weekends, weeknights, just trying to develop everything and create a community that people would love to be involved with for Thrill the Fight too.
Man, that no wonder you got brought in on the team, bro. You've been putting work in since day one, you know what I'm saying? So shout outs to you, bro. I've watched a lot of your events, you know what I'm saying? We've talked in the chats as well.
Yeah, man.
Love to hear the lore too, man, and just how you kind of came up through the underground and all the work that went in, you know what I'm saying? And now you're working on a very special project. We're not going to get into it, but we're going to be expecting some big things from you and Thrill the Fight team coming out later on this year. So Dave, right? Little lore time. Dave, lore time. How did you get into VR and Thrill the Fight boxing?
First, Trent, it's pretty nuts to think about it. I mean, I remember like what seems like yesterday we were talking about the idea of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's slide into Halfbrick's DMs and try to really get on the team. And, you know, like, and it seems like yesterday that was happening, and
Yeah.
now we're like, you know, now we're in it. So it's pretty nuts to, even for me to sit back and hear you talk about it and kind of think about that. If it seems like 48 hours. but you know, but so much has gone into it, so it's pretty nuts to even to hear the story out loud, which is nuts. But yeah. Anywho, so I fought professionally. For you guys that don't know, whenever I was done fighting professionally, I took a year off of like everything, like no fitness, no nothing. Like got close to becoming a bowling ball, and I got to the point where I was like, my whole life was like fighting and the social life of fighting. And when I stepped away from that, I moved out to Colorado, which was like nothing and no one. I knew I like no friends, no family, but like my kids and my wife. So then when I got out to that, I got real used to being alone by myself. That led to just trying to figure out workouts to do alone, you know, outside of a punching bag in the basement or something. So then I found VR. And the Thrill to Fight one was like intense. It was like the best training partner ever. Showed up on time, was always there, you know, always went the pace that you told it to go.
Yeah.
So I got addicted to that. And then when I'm sure like most of us maybe, we saw that multiplayer was coming out, and then it was like, you know, waiting for Christmas for it to come out. And yeah, I have a similar kind of upbringing into like the moderation. I got brought on as a mod inside of the server. And then created the Coach Dave channel, which was like not even kind of in the works, like not even kind of supposed to happen, which is funny because that's primarily of why I got brought onto the Halfbrick team. Is I was making waves inside of I was the only person teaching VR boxing.
Yeah.
So it was just like me, and it was a lot of me. So, you know, I caught the eyes of someone that needed to catch the eyes of me, which was good. And that got me involved in Halfbrick. Had a few meetings that went well, and now we're 2 months into here talking about release. It's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. Even for me, it's nuts. I'm like, what is even happening? Like
Right.
even like right before this trend, we're in a meeting, just like sitting around talking about the game, and like in the back of my head, it's like what are we doing here? What are you talking about? We're here doing this and doing a great job. I don't brag about us, right? Like we're doing great. Like we're killing it, and so it's just nuts that it all kind of worked out the way it did.
Look, man, the lore, man. And I from our conversation before, you know, you've been juggling this. I know we all have different lives, right? Juggling the family life, juggling moving, juggling changing, right? You know what I'm saying? Juggling the job full time, you know what I'm saying? Trent, you's out here doing the whole league thing. It's a lot, right? So it's good to see all the hard work paying off, and here we are talking about the new updates. Now, chat, right? This is your time. Drop those burning questions for the developers. I'm going to be taking a look at the chat right here. You know what I'm saying? So the first question that's going to come in, and the first question everybody's asking about is the damage system. So Jules Rules in the chat said, you know, what's the damage system looking like in the future, right? Which is a good question, which I think let's preface this conversation with a little bit of this. Development is hard. You guys just came into the scene. You guys know Trent's been here. He knows questions, suggestions, problems, all the complaints, right? Damage system. Let's talk about that real quick. V6 just dropped, right? before we jump into the future, let's talk about the V6 now, right? Body effort is the move. You guys have put a lot of work, a lot of love, and a lot of faith, right? Can we really quickly just kind of summarize what the current level of the damage system is, what it has, what it doesn't have, and then we'll go into the future, what it might hold, what you guys may be thinking about.
Do you want this one, Trent, or you want me to handle it?
Yeah, I'll start it off. Yeah, damage is an interesting thing, right? It's not something like there's no blueprint out there, right? It's not a first-person shooter. It's not, not a RTS game. It's not something that we can just look somewhere and be like that, and that solves our problem. Boxing games out there, but even just think about like normal boxing games just with a controller. How many big boxing games are there out there right now that people play and are like, oh, this is a good boxing game? Can you answer that, Super? You play a lot of fighting games.
Oh, boxing games, man. That's tough, bro, because they all fall short just a little bit.
Yeah.
Every one of them, the damage feels stiff, or there's a gamified way to get around punches. Like, even in the UFC games, people end up just throwing a bunch of hooks.
Oh, yeah.
We're not even talking about hook spam here. They just go to the no one's actually thinking about the sport of boxing because it's hard to do with just 4 buttons, right? You're basically playing a modified fighting game, which is I press a button, there's a pre-canned animation. I pick the best pre-canned animation, and you just hope it looks pretty, right? I think it was Undisputed that came out that was heralded as a good solid boxing game, but even that had some flaws there towards the end, so it's hard, it's difficult. Boxing's not an easy thing to emulate.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's just that's using a base form of a game, like with a controller that fighting games have been around for what 20 30 years in that format, and still people can't get it right. So now let's add virtual reality on top, just to make things just to try and show how difficult what we're trying to do is. I think we've made a lot of progress since we started. Like, I've played V0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we've moved in the right direction. So the biggest stuff that has come out is body effort, right? The feedback since the start has always been these low effort punches do a lot of damage. I'm throwing big punches with effort, like haymaker stuff that doesn't do damage. We need to differentiate between those, right? And there's ways you can do that, right? Like a lot of the earlier versions just focus primarily on like knuckle alignment, forearm alignment, velocity of the punches. But when you don't have mass in the equation, which we don't have in virtual reality,
right?
Normally force is mass times acceleration. We have acceleration, we have the velocity, but we don't have the mass. So people that can throw something really quickly without proper force transfer coming through their body, without the proper movements, could do a lot of damage, especially in those really early versions. So like we all know the slaps that came and dominated the meta that just did heaps of damage.
Yeah.
So body effort is sort of one of our first iterations, trying to implement another way to work on top of everything that we have so far. We haven't scrapped anything. It's not like we threw velocity out. It's not like, we've just abandoned anything else. We still have all these different systems, and body effort has come in and laid amongst them. So we still have moving damage. We still look at arm structure. We still look at the velocity of the punch. We still look at, weak points, all that stuff. Body effort is now a new layer that meshes in with all of that. Now, just to quickly explain what body effort is, right? It's in the name, body effort. Now, we can't track your body, right? We can't track your hips. We can't track, what your legs are doing. But what we can track is your hands and your head, right? So, how you generate punches, power in your punches, one of the main ways is with a leg drive, right? So, pushing off the ground, pushing upwards and forwards into your punch. Now, we can't track your legs. We can't track your body. But it's pretty hard to move your head without moving your body, right? If you're going to push upwards, if you push your head up, your body's coming with you. So that's one thing we're looking at vertical and forward drive in your punches. Now, this is one iteration. This is the first iteration, and just like, you know, there's going to be more development, and we're going to work on it and improve it. So one of the problems at the moment we see already from the feedback is a lot of people can engage body effort very well. They can push up, they can generate power. We're getting a lot of feedback from taller fighters, you know, not people like me and Dave, little manlets, but taller fighters that can struggle to engage the body effort, because it's quite hard to push up and punch if the dude you're fighting is smaller than you, right? That makes sense conceptually. And the feedback has been saying that. So what we've been doing in the last maybe month or so, we've developed a new analytics system that looks at punches, all the punches from live, from PTC, the matches that happen, and give us data on all these punches, how much damage they're doing, how much each system is contributing to the damage, and look at averages, medians, and all this sort of stuff is extremely valuable. So the first, you know, until a month ago, we didn't have this. We were just working off player feedback, internal testing with boxes. But now we have this really, really valuable tool, which is data analytics. And we're starting to use it, and it's already like super, super useful, right? So tall players are saying, hey guys, it's really hard for me to get body effort, right? Some people are saying, oh, it's fine. It works for me. It's fine. We don't need to change anything. But we're hearing that feedback. Now we're going to the analytics in the PTC. We've added a metric. Now we are tracking the player's height. So every time you punch, we can see, okay, how tall are you? What damage are you doing? How much body effort are you engaging? How much arm structure are you engaging? All this sort of stuff. And we can see, okay, you know what? They might be onto something here. The median, look, at the moment, the data is really, you know, PTC's not been out for too long. So live is really where we want the data. But at the moment, what I'm seeing is the median body effort engaged for taller fighters becomes less and less and less as you get taller and taller and taller. So, you know, this is just one example of how player feedback is really useful, but there's a lot of feedback, and there's always yes and no and maybe and kind of and not at all. It's just, you know, everybody saying everything. And it can be hard to, you know, all right, this guy's right, that guy's wrong. No, this guy's right, that guy's wrong. Or maybe, you know, these three guys are really loud and that's all I hear. And, you know, that's maybe what goes in my head, right? So having the data now to hear the feedback and then query the data and say, okay, yeah, you know what, that's true. Okay, now how do we solve that? And that's sort of where we're going towards now. And that's not going to stop with the full game release, right? That's just because 1.0 is coming out. Doesn't mean, all right, see you later, guys. Thanks for buying. I'll catch you in Thrill of the Fight 3.
Thank you for the money.
Like, we're still, yeah. Like we're still just getting started. At the moment, we feel like Damage is in a good spot, at least for us to focus on 1.0 release. And for the last few months, to be transparent, the primary development focus has been on single player and 1.0. We've had a small team on Damage, which has been churning through some of the stuff you've come out with recently, like clinch changes, some of the body effort stuff. But the primary focus has been 1.0. So if it feels like, you know, development has been a bit slow, we're sorry. You know, it's just a fact that the probably like 70-80% of the team has been on stuff that you guys haven't seen yet at all. You've not seen nothing. So, you know, don't judge us on what's come out in the last couple of months. It's just been a small portion. We've been trying our best, and I brought out some.
Your audio cut out there a little bit there, Trend. We're going to wait for Trend to come back. But just to let you guys know, you know what I'm saying? A, development is hard. B, body effort is nuanced, right? So, there. Trend's back.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, I'm back.
Body effort's nuanced, right? Development team's working hard at it. Yeah. And a lot of people are asking, is 1.0 going to be the end of the road? No, it's not going to be the end of the road, right? This is just the beginning, to be honest. And speaking of roads, we got this dope roadmap here. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but I want to let everybody know that there is a public Thrill of the Fight 2 developer roadmap, right? So a lot of the things, it's not a promise or a guarantee that these things will be done in a certain amount of time. This is just a way for you to track things that have been done, things that are being worked on, and things that are being thought about, right? So with some of those changes, guys, right? So we got the body effort system in, right? As we can see, it's about leg motion or headset movement to be more technical, right? You can't move your head. When you move your body, right? It's hard to get upright without moving your body and your head. It comes as a package deal, right? So it sounds like you guys basically are taking theories of movement instead of trying to do what a lot of other developers do and say, well, we're just going to track this one metric, track this one controller, or track this other controller. You're looking at things in like more of a theoretical way, right? What happens when a boxer throws a hook? Where does the head go? Where do the hands go? Where does it start? Where does it finish? When you guys were developing this system, I don't know if it's too much to ask. It's just a question for me. I know a lot of people, early days of multiplayer VR boxing games, they would just say like, okay, well, if the controller moves from point A to point B, then it does speed, more damage. Sounds like you guys have a way more complex system. Is there any kind of motion tracking or anything involved in like getting some of this data for some of these things? So like, do you guys like have fighters moving to kind of like, I don't know, like see what a boxer does? Because it seems like the point of Thrill the Fight that sets itself up different from everyone is that it's an emphasis on real boxing technique and not just Wiimote nunchuck action, right? So that's one of my burning questions.
Yes. We look at arm structure as well, the extension of the arm at the time of impact, the trajectory in the correct direction, and body effort. And V6 body effort came from getting Tony Jeffries to play Thrill the Fight 2, getting him to record his data, his sensor data, getting him to throw straights, throw crosses, throw punches. All right, now throw them light. Now throw them hard. All right, we got this data from Tony. All right, let's get these couple boxes from the game. You guys, we know these people have some experience. You guys do the same thing. All right, these guys, we know they just have zero experience. Then, not the best fighters. Let's get these guys to throw their punches. Let's lay it all on a graph and see what sticks out.
Oh,
and
fancy.
That's it was literally data analysis, and then we saw a trend in some of the movements, data points that were aligned with Tony, aligned with some boxers with good experience, and we said, okay, we use that to develop the body effort system.
Sweet, lore. So guys, for all of you guys asking about the body effort system and, oh man, what's this? It's real boxers and real VR boxers, right? Coming together, and the average of data, this is the best way to do it. Like, this is how you develop things, right? So with the body effort system, it's good to know that some of the taller fighters are, they have a little bit of challenge to work on. One other question that came in from the chat says, and this is an easy one, will we ever get bladed stances? Some of the people already know the answer to this, but some of the folks aren't on the PTC.
I guess it's still up in the air. Right now it's in the PTC, so yes, you have it there. Is it officially going to go into live? I guess that hasn't been really determined yet, depending on PTC feedback. But right now, you can definitely test it out. I think it's amazing. I don't know if anyone else thinks it's amazing. I think it's amazing. So yeah, you can definitely try it out right now in the PTC.
Oh, yeah. Oh, some more questions coming in. I've seen a couple of these questions. So we've talked a lot about the damage system, updates to the game. One of the big things that people are asking for is, when is the new drip dropping? You know what I'm saying? What can we look forward to as far as customizations go in Thrill the Fight 2?
I guess one thing... one thing that we were talking about just today that's kind of exciting, that's will probably still lead to me not getting in trouble for saying too much, is that the items for pre-release people. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to say what it is or the
we got pre-release drip. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
exactly.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So that's cool, to know that. I mean, because I'm a pre-release person too, so I'm gonna be repping this stuff too, So it's cool that that there's so much in the works. Like, there's so much going on, and it's not just like, here's a cool colored glove or something. You know what I mean? So it's just it's exciting because, again, I don't know about you, Trent, but I'm a fan first. Like I get excited in the meetings and I try to not be a kid in a candy store, like excited about the artwork and about all the stuff. And So yeah, there's being as vague and detailed as I can. That's what I got.
Look, we got to keep some of the secrets and some of the surprise, right? But you guys can infer from that what you will, right? We don't know what's going to come out, but there will be rewards for us early adopters, right? Something to show off to the other guys as I was here before it was here, right? And it might be a little drippy, right? Another question that comes to you guys, if you guys can answer this, and we've heard early, right, that there was an emphasis on not having ring walks. Will ring walks ever be a thing in Thrill the Fight 2?
That is definitely one that hasn't come up before, right?
Right,
Have you ever asked
right.
that question internally, Dave?
You know, I've had the conversation for sure.
Oh, yeah.
If the question is, will they ever be in Thrill the Fight? I'm very hopeful. If that's the question, you know, if the question is that, you know, to the end of time, yes, I've had like me and Edward, Boxing Fanatico, we've had conversations about, you know, the possibility of yes doing that, where it's like, you know, in certain aspects of either single player or certain aspects of multiplayer, you know, because you have it in, like, you know, PlayStation games, you know, where you have like UFC game, you have like the whole walkout where you play the perspective of you even see like the camera crew and like your character and all that. So, you know, the conversation has definitely been had. Is it something that's coming out on release? But I wouldn't hold your breath.
Okay, not on release, but we got the right people on the case, right? Chat, we've got the people on our side, right? We've heard it here. I'm putting Dave's name on the line. Dave wants ring walk sometime. Dave's gonna make it happen for us, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time.
like what are you talking about? I always play in mixed reality. I would definitely never play in mixed reality if I had like a Bruce Buffer type guy announcing to me, and
yeah,
that was a whole thing.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of custom stuff, right? Now a lot of people are like, they've got flavor questions, right? Will we ever see a referee walking around in the ring? Is that something that you guys are interested in?
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Look, Judge Chill's Lane may not make it.
I was gonna let you say all the stuff to get us in trouble.
Okay, look, G16 classified.
We can talk about it. To answer it is potentially, yeah. I feel like anything that you would think is boxing, we want it in the game. Like, to be honest, like anything that is, when you think of boxing and you think of, oh yeah, this is in boxing, that's in boxing, I would consider it all part of the you know, things we're considering. It's definitely come up a lot of times.
I was gonna say one of my most favorite things about Thrill the Fight 1 was like beating up the ref or beating up the guy when he's idle or something.
Yeah, the ref.
You know,
gotta bring him back.
Yeah. So, you know, if that's anything, I know it's something that we are aware that it wasn't just me and you that enjoyed that. It was like a lot of us that enjoyed that. So knowing that it was a lot of us that enjoyed that, we have had conversations on the back end, just highlighting that it wasn't just the ref being a ref. It was like almost like a part of the whole experience. So like being able to kind of like speed bag them or whatever you're gonna do. So yeah,
it's one of the cool magical things about VR boxing and just VR games in general. You got like this person or being here, you just want to hit him. You're like, oh, I can hit him. Oh no, and then you just get him enamored with that, right? So any Easter eggs would be cool. Any throwbacks to the old Thrill the Fight 1 days, you know, like. I mean, bring back some of the. I don't know who's gonna be in single player mode, but you know, there's certain kind of famous champion that everybody had a hard time against, and certainly just dog walked towards the end of the game with golden hair. He might show back up, maybe or maybe not. We don't know.
You know, the roadmap does have coach, but I guess we don't really know what in what fashion.
This may, and again, G16 classified, we may not be able to talk about it, right? But one of the things that you guys, again, chat, you just got to know, these guys have probably heard every suggestion and idea under the sun, right? So please humor us here for a little bit more. But one of the things that I know we've talked about in the Discord is a practice mode, right? Where the point of the mode is similar to the dummy that we have right now, to give feedback. But a lot of people are noticing that their damage is different with a stationary target versus a moving target, right? Especially with that online environment kind of playing into the mix, right? You know, we have our latencies and things like that. But it would be really cool if we could get in a mode where we could optionally turn on and off damage if we wanted to just work on techniques together, but also just kind of be able to see feedback. So if I throw a jab and I hit you, and currently right now, I would ask my whoever I'm working with, what color was that? And they would let me know, right? Oh, you hit me with a solid thing if we're just testing out lat. But I would love to see the damage, hear the body effort, and say, you know what? I know, Dave, you might be able to appreciate this. You'd be able to actually show some people some things live and work on certain particular situations. G16 classified, if you can't say it, you know what I'm saying? You can't say it, but I got to ask, are we going to get some sort of practice mode?
You know, that's kind of how it is whenever we're testing in the back end, right? It's like we can see exactly what was going on, what the damage was, where it landed, hit point or not, or even the raw damage versus the move in or the whatever the multiplier would be. But you know, and again, we've even talked about putting that into something like the public test where people.
Ooh.
Yeah, but we've always kind of countered it with like it's so much information,
right?
You know, so
right.
it's like so it's always been that. So I guess the transparent truth is that when we have nothing in the works of trying to get that kind of out and about like that, our priority for the last couple months was definitely single player and pushing out, you know, getting everything polished for the release. But you know, it has been in conversation, but.
That'd be sick. That would be sick.
Not gonna get it tomorrow.
You know, look, Dave's our guy, right? You know what I'm saying, Chad? So if it's not here now, right, Dave's our guy. He's gonna be like, look, next meeting, I think we need to have a low-key practice mode. Make it happen. Not just kidding. I'm not gonna put you on the spot, Dave.
If y'all know what happened with hands down damage, I was in those meetings just being annoying, just like fighting, and yeah, so I got it. If it makes sense, it's you know, it's meant for a fight. So
I got another question. So since you guys both hit the scene, right? Because here's the thing. I know Tren and I used to have conversations about like what particular, this is before you guys were inside, right? We were like, oh man, I think the damage patch is this, or maybe this is good for competition, or maybe it's not good for competition, right? How empowered have you guys been in these meetings to speak your mind and say, I really think this change will be more positive, right? Because I know you guys are coming into the team. The devs have been there a while. Are they receptive to your suggestions, or like, how does that go for you guys?
I know our answer.
It's been amazing, right? It's been absolutely amazing. So, you know, the devs are really, really great developers, and they play the game as well. But they're so open-minded to feedback and communication, and like. Dave has been especially so valuable to have. So just a quick rundown, right? Every morning we have like a 30 minutes to 1 hour catch up with the whole developer team. What did we do yesterday? What are we doing today? What are we doing tomorrow? What are the main focuses, right? And we catch up throughout the day multiple times. But like they have really been 100% receptive to everything. Dave has been awesome as like, you know, Dave's a real fighter and he's got experience. So whenever, sometimes, you know, I've got an opinion, maybe Boxing Fanatico has got an opinion, one of the devs got an opinion. I didn't always have that real fighter to be like, hey, you know, that's kind of right, but also, you know, think about this. And then we always listen to that and we're like, oh, you know what, you know, we didn't think about that, or we need to accommodate that or try to incorporate it. And so since coming on as well, like myself and Dave, we're heavily involved with development. We're there every day. In fact, I've sort of taken sort of like a management type of role where I'm helping organize the developers. All right, who's working on what things are the most critical, what are the priorities, you know, once you finish here, can you go help this guy with that? So it's not like me and Dave are sort of on the sidelines doing our thing. Like, they have just thrown us in the thick of it, and we're all one team together. It's been really amazing.
Guys are official, tried and true developers now, bro. You know what I mean? So one of the things that just popped up as well, right? The counter hit system, right? V6 happened, and a lot of the counter hit dependent boxers were just like, my damage, bro, I can't do anything. So what happens? What happened to the counter hit system? How does it work now if it's still there? And you know, if not, where's it going?
I think it's heavily reliant on your actual ability to counter and like I have just as much of a chance of delivering damage as you do in every situation, but it's on me to create those openings and counter and deliver the power. That's your counter system.
Yeah. So no artificial bonus damage for bopping someone on the nose at the right time. It's all about the real hands now, right?
We do at the moment, yes. We do have counter system in the roadmap as exploring, so it's not something we've crossed off that it's gone. It's not something that we're saying yes, it's coming in. My perspective personally, I think there's a room for some sort of system that helps replicate the real physics of things that we are missing in virtual reality, right? You've got when you're throwing a punch and you're throwing it hard, you've got momentum coming with that punch, and that changes. If you get punched in the face during that changes things. It changes not only how much damage you take from a punch. If I'm standing there and you punch me in the face, or if I'm standing there launching an overhand, then you punch me in the face, it's a different experience for me. And then also, the punch that I'm throwing, when I am throwing it, if you hit me, that punch is no longer the same level of force and damage when it hits you, because you've inertia. You've stopped not only by my momentum, but I've gone from, okay, my whole body, I'm thinking about punching you, I'm trying to punch, and then I get hit. Now I'm like, oh, okay.
Think we
punch delivering to your chin.
Okay, we got it back.
Does it keep cutting out? Sorry, I don't know
Just
why
a
it's
little
doing
bit.
that. Maybe because I'm
just every once in a while, every few moments, we might lose you for a little moment. But to double back just a little bit, you were saying, hey, once you've already fully extended, right? Just because I have my hand extended doesn't mean you get a whole bunch of extra damage, right? Going back to what Dave was saying, it's more about timing and technique, right? And so those things are hard to emulate, and just adding extra damage doesn't seem to be the right way to go about it.
Yeah, you can add more damage, or you also need to consider maybe damage reduction, right? If I throw a punch to you and you hit me first, maybe my punch that is about to hit you shouldn't do as much as normal, right? If you break my momentum, you break my inertia. If I'm throwing an overhand and you hit me with a stiff straight on the nose, well, I'm not you as hard as before, right?
Yeah.
It's like the negative movement damage.
Yeah, because you're getting interrupted. Your flow of delivering the punch, if you're going like from a straight line, gets interrupted. Even if you're still focused on the hit, right? You're not as locked in as if it was a clean shot, right? And so there's a lot of things, and I think something that we had talked about a while back was like the importance of what happens in those micro moments in a fight, right? You could do the Band-Aid thing and just say, oh, well, if your hands are extended, they just get more damage, right? But that's not really what the design philosophy that we've been following. I mean, as fans, and as what even as Ian said at the beginning, this is supposed to feel like a real fight, right? So one of the things is like a question that I had is, this is philosophical, right? This isn't necessarily a like, oh man, do you guys gonna put this in or not? But like, what are your thoughts about where the line is to add those artificial things to make up for the limitations of VR, right? Like we say, we only have 3 points of contact to track, so right? So you guys had to use mocap, for example, to get the body effort system online, right? The team, where do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like more damage modification or stat modification systems are necessary, or do you guys feel confident that you can get more of a natural gameplay through what you've learned so far?
I think the route that we're going right now, we're definitely trying to favor natural. Where we're eliminating any kind of game like having to supplement things for the I know we have our limitations, right? But for the most part, we're definitely trying to find solutions that are not game like. We have our limitations on what the VR does, and then our own our own ability to cap out on those things. But No, I guess Trent could back me up here, but I think we definitely are trying to throw every game like feature, especially in multiplayer, like out the window and trying to make this real, and the better boxer that has the most effort will win the matches in the most realist way possible.
That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like I mean, because that's the one thing that always the community and I go back and forth on, right? It is a game, right? And we had this debate in the spam era, right, where everyone had a different definition of what spamming was, right? And then I always tell people, if someone is gifted with better endurance than you, in general, they're going to be able to throw more punches in the round. Over the course of the round, they're going to out damage you. And we've seen boxers be able to have the skill to put together 4 good punches on you, right? Especially if your back's against the corner, you're shelling up. They're going to take the opportunity to get some shots in. How do you guys navigate the difficulties, especially when we're doing with IRL, like fighting someone who can naturally throw a bunch of punches, right? We know that just limiting them to a certain amount of punches has been contentious, but that's a tough thing to go around when someone can legit throw a high volume of punches, because they have better God-given cardio, technique, stamina. How do you not punish those people while still maintaining the fun for all? Like, it's a tough general question. This is just opinions, right? I can't really stake you guys to the fire on anything.
I definitely have an answer for it, but Trent, go ahead.
I have a counter question. How would you combat that in real life when you box somebody in real life? What stops the guy from spamming you? That's what we want in the game. We don't want to say, okay, after 5 punches, now you're a spammer, now you get sneezed on and we've tried that in the past. That's sort of band-aid stuff. It's not really what I would like. We don't need to solve spamming in boxing. Boxing solves spamming.
Yeah.
Like if you watch a real fight, a champion, and he just hook spammed the other guy and he defeated him, that's because he was the better boxer. The opponent didn't adjust to that spam. He didn't do the right things to accommodate for that spam, and that's the type of stuff that we should have in the game to address it. Not say, you're only allowed to punch 6 times and that's it. You got to restart, right? If you're throwing 6, 7, 8 punches in a row, it means you're open to getting punched in the face too, right? So we want to make it hard for you to just spam because you're also afraid of getting punched, right?
Yeah.
If you're throwing without defense, then the opponent's offense should be valuable enough to punish you, and that's how we should address it.
Very interesting. Dave, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I think simply put, we want to make sure if it is spam or whatever, some people Manny Pacquiao is spam, so I don't know.
Right.
So if we're just talking about, so if we're talking about like the little kid flailing his arms around and that spam, I guess let's just chunk that out the window and say that doesn't exist. We're gonna kill that with fire.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about just like volume spammers, like guys like me, I would be in that category where I'm never not throwing. I'm always in your face. I'm always throwing something. And as long as the effort translates, then it's fair, right? So simply put, if the effort's there, then it makes sense. And if I can volume throw, as long as the damage system is registering my effort properly, then so be it. Like if my cardio has it, if my effort is going to hang that high, then I can do it. And if like Trent said, if you don't have an answer, if you don't know how to circle or the blocking or the countering someone that is like this, but maybe even with effort, so that's boxing. As long as the effort is fair, then good luck. Yeah. Have your hands up. Yeah. Or counter well. Have footwork. Yeah,
that I couldn't have said it better myself. And I hope for the folks who are listening here can hear that, right? It's really important. A couple of things. If the systems allow you, and this is what you guys have been working on, you've increased defense, right? You've increased the glove size to make sure that you can defend well, right? You guys have stopped the acceleration from joystick movement, so people can't just dart in and dart out. It's a bit more fair. You got to be more smart, right? The body effort system is there, so if you throw volume, the person on the other end has to exert more stamina, right? So if they're beating you and they're doing that, well, maybe they've earned it. And maybe you have to kind of look and say, hey, all right, the systems surrounding this behavior are being curtailed. right? So now it's back on you. How much boxing do you really know? How well can you really fight, right? This is why when we post videos on the channel, guys, it's for you to go back and watch your fight. So when you say, hey, I think that was unfair, go back and look at the tapes. Maybe you'll see it from a different perspective, right? So looking back here, let's go check in with some more questions from the chat. So additional game modes. We have the observer mode. Speaking of recording fights, right? And we've had this observer mode for a while. And I think that this observer mode, just as a person who's worked with it for a long time, Trent, I know you've worked with it for a long time. I've worked with a lot of observer modes. This one is pretty dang good, right? Out the box, and this is just beta. This is super beta, right? It's pretty dang good. Are we for launch? Are we gonna see a new observer mode launch happening? We've seen some folks with some other games. We're not gonna talk about them right now. They're boasting big observer mode things. We haven't really seen it quite yet. So what about for us content creators? Can we look forward to anything?
It's definitely a part of the plans. It's not going to come out with 1.0. I'll be transparent, but the spectator mode is a very early. Like, we probably haven't touched it for months and months and months, right? Mm-hmm. And it came out very early in the game. I think like 1 month after launch, maybe 2 months, it came out. But yeah, we know it's very bare bones, and like even the team, even before I came, the team knew that too. So when I joined and I started talking with Shaz about things that like visions I had for the game in the future and things that we would need, he goes, we know the spectator, it's very basic. We want to overhaul it in general, graphically, systems wise, a lot of quality of life stuff for the creators. Like a queuing system would be great, allowing you to really filter who's actually getting in, so people can't just join your match when you're trying to set up the next fight. Like, have a queue system, maybe you can drag him in. Better graphics, inbuilt replays, clocks, all that sort of stuff is on the list. It will not be for 1.0, I'll be transparent. But I need the spectator mode overhauled for a lot of stuff that I've joined the team for. Yeah. So you best believe it's going to happen.
What did you join the team for?
Yeah, what did you join the team for there, Trent? Wow, what's up? I know you can't speak on it, but at least
say the sentence in the roadmap over and over again.
Can talk a little bit, yeah. Can talk
yeah. Say what you can. We're not going to press you for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to press him.
Yeah, well, it's on the roadmap now, right? So, I've joined Halfbrick primarily. First of all, was to spearhead the official competitive scene for the game, right? So, it's a competitive game. One is it's a multiplayer game. Multiplayer games are all competitive, but it's also a boxing multiplayer game. So you've got all these gamers who love competing, and then you've got boxer gamers who boxing is all about beating the other guy, right? So I think we have the perfect thing for esports, and what really is maybe the first real esports. Like, we've got esports for a long time, like StarCraft, World of Warcraft, League of Legends, that sort of stuff. But this is sort of the first one where your physical endurance is a primary factor in how effective you will be in the game. Like, you will not be a top contender. You will not be the top 10 if you are not a cardio machine. And that's just a fact. And I've seen that from a lot of people I've fought. And the ones that I really struggle with, even if I've got some nice skill, I've got some nice boxing, the ones that really just I struggle with the most is they just do not stop, and they've got the cardio to back it up. So yeah, I've joined to help develop and spearhead and manage the competitive scene for the game. We've been working on that since I've started. My background from RingsideVR boxing, expect a very similar concept. On a larger scale. Nice. We want to give players a place to fight on the larger scale, compete for prizes, cosmetics, in-game rankings, cool little. I want people to go into ranked in 2027 and be like, damn, that guy's got them gloves from season 1, dude. He was top 1%, Oh man, that guy must have won the tournament in 2025. He's got the autumn tournament, shorts. That's the type of stuff I want to bring into the competitive scene and even into, ranked in the game itself.
Dude, I'm excited for that. I mean, you mentioned in-game cosmetics. That's one of the cool things about when you have a developer that's willing to support an esports scene from the inside out, right? You can't get cosmetics from leagues. You know what I mean? We can't affect the game. We can't give you really cool things, vanity pieces where you can, show off like I was there, right? But hey, for everybody in the chat, Dave said we gonna get some cool swag for being, early access there. So I don't know. I'm looking for like Thrill of the Life like tatted across my boxer's like chest. You through the
That's
fight
exactly.
right here.
I don't know how you guessed. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Just
How
right
did you
there.
know?
Okay, we got some folks coming in here with some questions that were really cool. King Joe says, will we see updates to the scorecard? So right now we've got a bit of data coming in at the end of the rounds. Will we see something like power shots, right? I'm thinking about like you guys are tracking data now. I don't know how much of that data is relevant to a scorecard, but some of the things that people have asked is like, power punch percentage, block percentage, ring control percentage for like some of those other stats that we're kind of used to seeing. Will we see an update, and how does those updates, will those updates affect scoring like for the round?
We're talking about visually on the screen, yeah?
Like at the end, yeah, like when we see that card at the end, right, we'd want to see a bit more data in the rounds. Like we've got damage, we've got, knockouts, but I would love to see other stats and other metrics in there. Punches thrown, per round would be a cool one. I don't know if we can use, we can do bladed stances right now, and I saw that we saw the bladed stances from like whichever hand is in front or the rear, right? So that'll kind of dictate the character's model. Is the game able to tell if we're throwing a rear shot? So can we assign those to power shots maybe? Or if it's a lead shot, is that so I'm thinking hypothetically, philosophically on the part of King Joe here. But Joe, back me up if I'm asking the question correctly. Will we see additional stats on that scorecard at the end of the round sometime in the future? Trent just dropped it in the chat. You guys, hopefully you guys can see this. You know what I'm saying? Trent, yes.
Look, anything like when you think.
Yes, this is what we're talking about.
You get jabs, you get crosses, uppercuts, significant strikes. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to give you that, but we've already acknowledged internally it's a pretty basic system. The problem is, like, to give you all this sort of statistics, you sort of have to finish dealing with the damage first, right?
Yeah.
You need to
Course.
you need to categorize like jabs and crosses and leads and rears and this sort of stuff. So it's still, we need to finish up a few things first, but we definitely want to expand upon it, and not just for multiplayer, but even single player. People would love to see this sort of stuff too, right?
Oh yeah, I think it'd be great, especially as you think about esports, right, coming in, providing that full realistic kind of like boxing event thing. It'll give something for commentators to talk about, right? Analysts can go back and look at people's fights. So we're talking about who are the better fighters, and going back and having our various podcasts and conversations, right? They'd be like, yeah, no, this guy's a volume puncher. Look at his last 2 fights. This man's thrown 500 punches in X amount of rounds, right? It's just cool to have those stats. So it's really dope and encouraging, really, to hear that that's already been on you guys' minds. You know what I'm saying? So let me check back here with the chat. I saw some from, I think Sib had a really good question. Ringside timer, or at least a round counter? Oh, Sib, are you talking about like time? Well, that would probably be in the observer. Probably, I'm assuming. Don't let me just assume for you guys, right? That with future observer things, one of those things is having overlays like a timer or something like that for the rounds for the streamers, right? So I know we've been doing it the old school way through overlays, right? Coding in things and developing spreadsheets on the back end. So I'm gonna assume that those things were in your earlier question, right?
One thing that I guess it's maybe a lucky trend, but everything that you've asked and that I've seen in the chat, we've genuinely talked about like behind the scenes. It's not like we're just like BSing, like, yeah, we're definitely gonna work on it. Like everything so far we've genuinely have talked about, and like even like these stats, we've looked at like examples of them, and then even like all your like the different variations of artwork. Like we've gotten so far into some of these topics, so it is I guess refreshing to hear the questions and to know that at least at the very least, everything that we've talked about has been brought up behind the scenes of, hey, this is something we need to work on, or it's something that we're currently already doing. So it's a good trend.
Yeah. And I think, guys, that we've been at it for quite a bit of time right now, coming on to about an hour, right? I think we've asked a lot of questions. Chat, I've given you guys the opportunity. We've talked about damage system. We've talked about updates, right? I've dropped the roadmap in the chat for those of you guys who may not be aware of the roadmap, right? And just looking at it very quickly, things that are currently in progress. So just you guys know, just in case you want to ask, right? We've already talked about the single player modes, right? Improved clinch detection and penalties is something that's currently in PTC, right? The ref, we've made fun of the poor ref, Judge Not So Chill's lane. And we're like, you're too lenient. 6-7 warnings. I've sit there, but now the ref means business. So is it like the first time you clinch, the first 2 times you clinch, your warnings, third time's point deduction, right? The ref's a lot more snappier. No time for that stuff, right? Getting on it. So improved clinch detection and penalties, right? The improved stance for bladed stance. We've talked about that already, right? You guys are constantly monitoring damage and analytics. So guys, just know that along with the conversations that Dave was talking about, the ideation, the in-depth conversations, the philosophical, how do we do this, right? The data is being watched. So your matches on live are being, monitored by Big Thrill Brother. Right. We've premium branded gear. We already see Trend with the shirt on. You know what I'm saying? The link, we're going to be dropping the link in an announcement too, guys. Get that Thrill of the Fight 2 swag, right? But the things that are planned, right? We've talked about esports. Additional hairstyles are being planned. I'm reading from the roadmap, guys, just because I know some people don't like to read, right? Mm-hmm. Additional hairstyles are being planned, right? You know what I'm saying? Additional gear, shorts, gloves, etc. They're being planned. Friends list, voice chat, spectator mode upgrades. We've talked about that. This is a new one. Somebody asked about this. Contextual knockdown animation system. And we've had the same knockdown for almost a year now, right? I just would like a different knockdown from a liver shot. I wanted like a delay, like I hit you in the liver and I want your knees to go like, and buckle. It
sounds like a really good idea if you ask me.
That would be cool.
Who would have known?
I'd love to see that.
It has nothing to do with what you said, but I did say in our Discord earlier that make sure you are following I run the Thrill of the Fight to the social channels, like everything from X to Instagram to YouTube, TikTok, everything. And starting next week, I'll be putting out bits and bits of details that haven't been released yet. So I got permission to leak slowly.
Yeah.
So yeah. Make sure you're following the socials and the Discord and things like that, and I'll make it real obvious when I put things out, so you guys can slowly find out about some of the things we've talked about today.
Absolutely, guys.
Or not.
For more, right? Just check the roadmap as well, man. You guys can read it. Follow Dave on the Thrill of the Fight 2 channel. And the last thing, as far as cosmetics, if you guys look at the roadmap, they got screenshots. Now, we watched the trailer. We saw some screenshots of some new venues, right? There's some really dope new venues being planned, right? I don't know if they're all going to drop on day one on launch, but these venues look absolutely amazing, guys. I know I've seen a couple of them for a while, but there's some new ones. So be on the lookout. Follow the information, right? You know what I'm saying? Be on the lookout. If you're not in the Thrill of the Fight 2 Discord as well, join there because they drop announcements every time. If I don't see something from Dave, I see something from Trent. Whether it's PTC news, whether it's new announcements, like when they drop the trailer today, that's going to be your first spot to get that information. And of course, keep it locked in on all the socials for Thrill of the Fight 2 as well as the YouTube channel. Well, that's going to be it for me here today, guys. I think we've went through it with a lot of stuff. We see it in the chat. You guys are absolute goats. They got the right ones to work on the team here today. So glad you guys decided to stop by our neck of the woods and talk to the homies here. Chat, I want to say big congratulations to you two as well. You guys showed up in the right numbers. You guys asked the right questions. This is the exact kind of vibe that we wanted here for this developer talk. Rare opportunity, and I'm glad you guys didn't let this pass you by. Before we get out here, though, any last words from you guys for the community? I see the big. I see anybody. One last time.
No,
from
for
my
me,
end, just
go
okay,
ahead.
you
You got it.
Okay, I'll go first. From my end, just know that the guys behind the game, like, we love the game too, and we want it to be just as good as you guys do. It just some things take a bit of time, some things take a bit of trial and error. We've got to try some things. Maybe it doesn't work out. Try something else. The good thing is, right, Half Brick Studios is the studio that makes the game, right? They've been around for 24 years. It's not their first rodeo. It's not their first video game. And there's a big team behind it, and we're not going anywhere, right? 1.0 is a massive, massive thing. It's coming out with some awesome stuff that we've been working on for a while. But it's really just the beginning. Don't think, 1.0 is coming out and that's it. Because I've got way too much on my road. I haven't even put on the real roadmap yet that we've got to get through. So yeah, just there's a lot coming, and the team is very passionate. I've only been a part of the team for about a month, coming up to a month and a half now, but it's been amazing to see the passion behind it, and it's really gave me a lot of optimism, and faith and hope for the future. So even as a player first, if you get me.
Nice. Well said, bro. Well said. Dave, final word.
Yeah, I was gonna say, kind of, along the same thing. I think of this first that as a player, and it really is genuinely so exciting to know what's on the way for release. And then, like Trent said, it really, I'm not trying to downplay release. Release is gonna be amazing. I can't wait. We have the pleasure of playing it early in the stages of it, and it's so good. The best. Can't wait. But then it feels like that's stage 1 of 10. Yeah. And it feels like we're getting to that, and we can't wait for that, and it's gonna be big. Don't get me wrong. But then it feels like we're back on the track. We're back to it, and to know even that we have what's coming right after it, and know the progress that we want to make, and so it's super exciting as a fan to know all that, and to be a part of it, and to be able to be helpful. And Trent will talk about the team, but we're genuinely, maybe I can speak on it real quick, just because I was on the team maybe 3 weeks before him. I have a little bit of seniority on him. But man, but genuinely, whenever he took over, it wasn't what it is now. We were definitely working together, don't get me wrong, but whenever he came around, he really did grab everybody by the shirt collars and forced us to go together. So and it was to even see the progress in the last week. It feels like we're in the trenches of World War II. We have dirt all over our hands, and we're just firing over the trenches. And we it really does feel like that kind of environment where we're whatever the hell you need, whenever you need it, however you need it. And to know that's the team that we got behind us is intense. So be relieved. If I'm relieved, be relieved. There's work to be done. Don't get me wrong, and it'll be endless, amazing. Can't wait. But be relieved that that's the team that's behind it. And it's intense. So I'm happy, and I hope everyone else can be relieved.
I know I feel like I'm in good hands. Chad, I hope you guys feel like you're in good hands. That is going to be it for us. Thank you both for showing up and showing out. Chat, get hyped for season 1, the official launch in November, correct, guys? November. Tomorrow, tomorrow, official launch? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, man, this is so awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to be chilling here for a little bit. Just to kick around, if you guys have any questions. I got some other house cleaning stuff to do, but chat, keep it locked in here with us. Saturday, we're going to be doing the offline preliminaries for the RingsideVR Season 2 tournament. The finals are going to happen on stream on Sunday. we're still going through the registration. You know, registration can be a very tricky thing. So we're trying to make sure everybody's registered correctly, everyone's in the correct division. If you're interested in some VR Kung Fu action, join me on Saturday, some VR Kung Fu action. We're going to do some weird stuff like Shaolin soccer. You already know how we do. We keep it very interesting on the stream here. But until next time, I'm going to see you guys here in the virtual ring. Super M signing off, guys.